Welcome to the show. I'm Anthony Kovic. Today you're watching Miss Rejoice. We're going to be talking about comedy. Who Miss Rejoice is, the plus-size diva comedian. Well, thank you, Rejoice, for coming out and talking to us a little bit about comedy and the importance of it and how it is a business that people can be successful at.
It's very nice to join you. Thank you for having me so much.
Now, where did you get the name Rejoice?
Well, my parents knew what they were doing when they named me Joyce. And I love my name so much that I named myself again. So I got Rejoice going on. And I want people to associate happiness when they think of me because I am a very optimistic person. And so when they see me, when they think of me, I want them to associate me with Rejoice.
Now, did you just recently start becoming a comedian, or is that, you've been funny all your life?
Well, I've been joking around and making people laugh, and people have always said that you're like a breath of fresh air when you walk into a room. Your smile, lights up the room. So I just decided to make it official and put it together as a comic act and do it professionally.
Now, you've been traveling. How far do you normally travel for your comedic performances?
Well, I'm based in Sarasota, so I'm obviously working locally right now, but I'm very willing and open for any opportunity that comes along. I don't have any limitations as to where I can go if the opportunity is right.
Now, what sort of, when it comes to your comedy, was it a big step from being just funny and being around people and making them laugh and entertaining them to becoming an actual stand-up? Because stand-up and developing material for an audience is very difficult. Explain how you come about your material.
Well, I use material from life. I mean, between being the oldest of 8 children, having a grandmother that loved to feed me, that led to a lot of memories, and of course that produced the plus-size diva you see today, to life experiences. I was a travel agent. I've been all over the world. I've had a lot of different experiences. So all of this is fodder for my material, and it is much different, yes, to actually be a stand-up. There is a structure, a way that you deliver a line, a way that you get a joke across. It's much different than just being at a family party and cracking people up. So it is a real business.
Now, because it is a business, do you have an agent, or is that how it works, or are you pretty much focus on developing not only the material or as well as getting the gigs itself?
Well, there's different ways to work it. Right now, I'm just kind of what you call a free agent, just doing myself wherever local opportunities would bring me. But I'm definitely open to being represented if somebody was in alignment with my vision for what I want to do with my comedy and my business ventures down the road. Absolutely, I'd be willing to discuss that with someone.
Now, as a comedian, a lot of people, especially in the business community, who try to put, how should we say, not talent, or not comedy, but a way to crack the ice and create, camaraderie in their content. How would you go about that in what it is you do as a professional comedian?
Well, comedy really opens a person's heart up. There's no physiological or scientific reason why people laugh, so you can't really explain it. But it just comes from deep within the soul. So that's why comedy works so well in corporate situations or even in situations that might be spiritually based, like retreats, because people have a lot of tension, they have a lot of issues, they might have walls that they've constructed, a lot of stress that they bring with them when they walk in the door. And just getting that laughter from deep within their soul, it just helps to open people's hearts and help them to receive what they need to receive at that event.
Now, when it comes to, you pretty much are doing stand-up. Are you also doing like corporate type functions as a comedian?
Well, what I'm actually, I have a lot of long-term plans, and what they include is building the brand of Miss Rejoice as a personality, and then there's a whole bunch of lifestyle branding that's going to go along with that. So in order to answer your question, yes, I am doing stand-up, but I am looking to partner with some entrepreneurs that can see into the vision that I'm building and the brand that I want to build. And that will take me into a lot of different places that a lot of comedians might not go. So it's a very unique situation.
Now, a little bit about your influences. Tell us a little bit about, is it other comics that have influenced you, or how should, explain to us?
Well, First of all, I knew that I wanted my signature stage look to be very glamorous and very beautiful, because you see a lot of comics that get up there and they got the jeans and the bottle of Bud, which is fine for them and that's the image they want to project. I wanted to go the other way. I wanted to get back into showmanship, because comedy is part of the entertainment world, and I feel that the audience deserves showmanship. So I wanted to build that into it. Influences would include a little bit of Vegas, a little bit of Follies, some icons like Cher, Elton John, Elvis when he wore those fabulous jumpsuits. These are the kind of images that I grew up seeing and that impressed me as being glamorous, and this is where my character came from.
So now you also are you trying to send a message with your style of performing as a comic?
Absolutely. I have a lot of messages I want to send, but the most important one is that every human being is valuable, and being a plus-size woman and being glamorous, I want to send a message that not only is it okay for larger women to be accepted, but to actually excel, that we are a powerful group, that we're able to make decisions and change things, and that we have the right to be beautiful and powerful and a full part of society. So to break down those societal barriers that have come up against generations of women that have been flipping through magazines all their lives and seeing that impossible image on the screen and on the page, and to break down those society's expectations and to include us in and join forces with us to be powerful.
Would you say that society's expectations or the presentations of the editors of the magazines?
Exactly. It's the power of media. It's the power of Hollywood. They're obviously the power players that put these images out, and so everywhere you look, I mean, you can't even check out of a grocery store without there being at least 8 magazines with some beautiful, very, very thin woman on the cover. It all sends the signal that finds its way into the undercurrent of society.